Yokoso! Japanese Quest away. Welcome to Japanese Quest. Today, the journey continues. Minna, konnichiwa. Good to see everyone. Let's go. Time to learn more words. More Japanese words from Japanese games. That's what we do. The new words go up here. And we can see the power level on Japanese Quest go up. Let's see if we can't get to 3,000. Check it. We're getting close to 3,000 power level. 3,000 words added to our words of list of words learned on Japanese Quest. The goal, eventually, over 9,000. Or in the Japanese version, 8,000 ijo, over 8,000. That'd be good too. The original Dragon Ball line was over 8,000. So, betrothed ID, words, Minna. Welcome to Japanese Quest, let's go. The hype is real. Just gotta add words here. Anyone can add the words. Just any word we see in the game is fair game to add to the list. I can veto some if they don't seem common enough. But in general, words we see in the game, let's add them, let's power up. The whole idea is you play a game, you see words in context. Each word you learn, each word you see, and look up, put in your brain, your power level goes up. We cannot jump off this. I wish we could. One issue with this game, you can't jump off enough ledges, but oh well. Okay, let's get a refresher what we're doing with the adventure guide here. Right. So we're going to the big training ground here. So Renshu means training. Dai Renshujo is the great training ground. Ni iko. Let's go there. Gil, Skeleton, Ka, Minna, konnichiwa. Yeah, you see, these are important issues. Takamura, konnichiwa. I'm good. How are you? Minna genki. Ooh, yeah, good question. Does anyone here use Satori Reader? I have heard that's good for getting a reading practice. I have not used it really myself. I've checked it out a bit, because I think I did a review of it kind of one time. Or at least a quick review of it. It looked good. Whoa, where did I just go? Ah, this seems right. Nice. Finished Dragon Quest XI. Started Chrono Trigger. And is that in Japanese too? I don't actually, like, maybe you are Japanese. I don't really know. Yeah, I played Chrono Trigger in Japanese too. Good game. Yeah, I've heard it's good, but that's about the limit of my knowledge on it. Ah, I am Greek. I play both in English, but Japanese voices for Dragon Quest. Very cool. Yeah, the cool thing about that, you play it in English, you know the game really well. Someday, you then could just switch the language to Japanese and have a whole new experience with the game and level up in Japanese too. And because you've played it, it makes it that much easier to play through the game. Yeah, N3 is a pretty good level to do that too. But yeah, it would be challenging. This seems like the wrong room. I think we need to go back and redo it and go here. Yeah, the Japanese in Chrono Trigger, I'd say it's not a helpful comment, but I don't know, about average or a bit easier than average. There's no furigana, so that's not going to help you. There's no voice, so that's not going to help you. But for, yeah, I'd say it's around average. Sorry for not being more helpful. I do know, though, there is an Anki deck for it that could be helpful, and other things that help you. I think there's like a script out there with English and Japanese you can find. I know in our Discord, Joe Mako could hook you up with that stuff. In Joe Mako's guide, that stuff is linked, I believe. Yeah, Ni no Kuni's pretty good too, but the cutscenes could be a bit challenging, true. You could always find a playthrough though and pause on YouTube. That's always an option. Ooh, really? Hiring a tutor to help me through Final Fantasy VI? That's an interesting idea. That could be cool. Ah, here we go. Yeah, I very much recommend finding playthroughs of games you want to play in Japanese, both to see if it's a game that you could do, you could enjoy Japanese, but also if some scenes don't stop, then you can pause and you can read better. And you might as well, you can find a playthrough in English too and compare them even. I used to do that too. Alright, so I think we're seeing this little kid here.
この扉の先がドゥルダの大修練場となります。
Okay, so up ahead, you will find this great training ground.
実際に修練場を見る前に、里に語り継がれる伝説の勇者、老主の伝承についてお話しいたしましょう。
So before you go there, I want to talk about something that's been a legend that's been passed down in this village. About the hero, a different hero. I think this is like the first hero. This is the name of like the first Yusha that maybe we're like descended from. I don't really know. We'll find out maybe.
神話の時代、老主は邪悪なる神を倒す旅の途中、賢者の集まる神秘の里、ドゥルダを訪れました。
So some more questions. You can pause cutscenes on PC in Ni no Kuni. Yeah, I don't know if you can. I heard Unboxers say they stopped playing it because they couldn't pause, but I don't know what exactly the deal is. And edX, Ohio. Suma-san, konnichiwa. Minna, welcome. And yeah, let's see if we can, yeah, good word. Shinwa. Legend, it came up green, so it was a duplicate, but good word all the same. So that word here was, Shinwa no Jidai. Like the time of legend. This hero was on a journey just like we are, to defeat the evil god. So Kami is god. Jaaku naru Kami, this kind of god of evil. And he's going to defeat this god. So on this tabi, on this journey, he came to this village we are right here.
深き知恵を持つ里の初代大使天神に弟子入りした老主は、この修練場で力を磨いたと伝えられます。
Okay, again, the kind of key info is at the end of the sentence, as it often is in Japanese. So, chikara o migaita. So migaku is to polish. Chikara is power. So basically it means like they trained here, they polished their abilities here. They got stronger. So it is said that the hero trained here with the Grand Master, who was named Tenjin. Yep, and became their apprentice as well. So deshi is a good word, meaning apprentice. Cool, and this is where they trained. Again, Shuden, training. So Jo means like a place, so Shuden Jo, the place of training, they trained here. Amen, konnichiwa. By the way, everyone just joining, you might see some good words at the bottom. For example, this word you'll hear all the time in Japan on Japanese TV, all the time. Oishii! Eh? Oishii! That's my impression of Japanese TV because there's so many cooking shows, there's so many eating shows. Very useful words down here, anyone just joining. I'm a Japanese teacher. The words down here are especially useful because we learned them at the beginning of Japanese Quest. Back when we were playing the first game we played, Xenoblade 2. So good words down here. See a word, you can learn it. If you don't know hiragana, you can read the romaji. Good word here. Kuma, bear. There's even a good light novel, Kuma 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 Bear. Have you heard of it? One of the best novels you could read first in fact, is that light novel. Kuma 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 Barracks is very simply written. There's a free web novel, too, that you can read of it. If someone is really nice, they could even link that. And, yeah, and welcome. If you want to join our party, you can become a follower and join us on this journey. Let's go.
そして修行を続ける老主はある人物と運命的な出会いを果たしました。
Okay. So as he was training this great hero, Aru Jinbutsu, so some person, Jinbutsu means like a person. So Aru Jinbutsu to unmei teki na deai. They had a fated meeting with some person. Gil, this is a great question. So I've been listening to a beginner Japanese podcast, and I've been hearing deskedo a lot. I know kedo is a form of but I feel like deskedo has a different meaning. Yeah, I feel like that's the same kedo, but you would just have it kind of at the end of a sentence. And it could kind of just be like a softening thing at the end of the sentence to kind of show that you're saying this, but there is a possibility for other ideas. You're not saying it definitively. There's a lot of ways in Japanese to kind of end a sentence to kind of show some uncertainty about what you said. Like desu ga is another one. Desu kedo is another one. But yeah, good question. And questions are welcome here. Again, I'm a Japanese teacher. Other people here are Japanese learners and some Japanese teachers too. They can answer your questions too. So ask questions, get answers, find words, power up. That's what we do. Japanese language power-ups. Why not? Alright. So yeah, they had this fated meeting. Unmei teki na deai. Deai is meeting. That could be a good one to add. If we haven't yet. Not sure if we have or not. Exactly. Kind of softens what you say.
ほう。その人物とは。
Okay, so whole. So who was that? I'm kind of curious. Certain words, like in games you see all the time, you don't really think of them as words that much. Like this word, for example, whole. It's used kind of for like surprise or like really. I'm curious. In a G-show, what will show up for just whole? Because you really do hear this all the time. And these types of things, kind of fun to look up just to see what you see. So whole, of course, means a direction. That's not what we're looking for. It can also mean law. That's not what we're looking for. It can also mean information. Nope. It can mean a canon. Nope. It can mean a lot of things. Here we go. So here's hiragana. Whole. It can be katakana too. It can be a dash as well. So o, whole, exclamation of surprise, admiration. It can also be a who of an owl. Alright. Now I know we must power up with the power of whole. Let's do it. We've just heard it so much, but it's the kind of thing you don't think of normally. We've now powered up with the power of whole. There we go. The hype is real.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Scatter says power level is 2966. Let's get up to 3000. Let's go. Power up. That is right.
同じく大使の下で修行に努め、弟子の中でも一番の実力者とされた大魔法使いウラノスです。
Ah. So someone else was also training. Who was it? Possibly Krillin? Because you know when Goku's training, Krillin has to train there too. And remember, this guy we thought could possibly be like a reincarnation of Krillin. Potentially. So maybe they met Krillin there. I think it's a possibility. Ichiban. So number one. Ichiban Jitsurukusha. So the most powerful person who is training, also with the Grandmaster there, was a great wizard. Uranosu. Ah, unfortunately it seems like it's not Krillin. It's this person. Okay. Okay, so they both fought each other, made each other stronger, and became close. And the main thing at the end, Tomo. Tomo means friend. Have we learned Tomo? I'm sure we've learned Tomo. We must have learned Tomo. Please tell me we learned Tomo, because we're all about Tomo. Everyone here, we are all Nakama, but we are also, you could say, we are all Tomo. Tomo means, well, let's look it up and make sure we've learned it. Let's go back to our dictionary. Jisho.org. Thank you, Jisho, for serving as our dictionary. And let's look for Tomo. You can see it's part of Tomodachi, which means friend, but often you see it by itself too. So Tomo. Friend, companion, comrade, pal. Can be an accompaniment, a companion, book, etc. But yeah, N3 word, common word. We've probably learned it. Let's make sure. Tomo. We have not. We have now powered up with the power of Tomo because they became friends. Tomo to narimashita. Nice, power level has gone up.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
2967. Thank you, Nappa, for reminding us. Let's go. Kelly, Ohio.
ウラノスは老子の仲間となり、邪悪なる神との戦いで大いに活躍したと伝えられています。
So after they finished their training... Interesting. So notice the order. So they became Tomo. We already saw that. But then after that, they became Nakama as well. So the idea is they became friends, but they also then became party members, and they defeated this evil god. And this great wizard was a big part of that journey as well. So interesting to see that distinction. They became friends, then they became Nakama. So kind of friends on a journey. So we could say on here, in a way, we are kind of both too.
その石碑には2人が友情を誓い邪悪なる神を倒すことを決意した言葉が刻まれています。
Ooh, a great word's been added, because this word we've seen all over in this game. Thanks for adding it. It means evil. Wicked. Evil. Jlpt. We've powered up now with the power of evil. Sounds good to me. 2768. Okay, so on this stone, what's the word for this stone slab? So seki means stone. Hi kind of means like a memorial type stone like this. So sono sekihi ni wa. So on this stone, these two, they swore their friendship. Yujo o shikai. They vowed that they, would be friends. Yujo is friendship. That could be a new word too. That could be a good one to add. Even this one, sekihi, stone slab, could be a good one to add. Potentially, some good options. And again, we see Jlpt, evil. So this evil god, they made a resolution to defeat this god. And the words for that are written there. True Brock, konnichiwa. Check it out. We have now leveled up with the power of friendship. Maybe we could even move this one up. So it's right next to Tomo. Because you can see it uses the same kanji. We like to kind of move those up. I'm not sure if people know how to move it up, but if we could move this one up one, then the Tomo and the yujo could be aligned. We don't want the evil to get in the way of the tomo and the yujo, the friendship and the... Yeah. So tomo kind of means friends. Yujo means like friendship, fellowship, camaraderie. So sweet. We moved it up. Oh no! This happened to me one time. The thing got very small, and this is... No, please undo. Just undo what you did, because it took me like 10 minutes to figure out how to fix that. So please just undo. If you undo, it should go away. Kelvito has summoned a dragon. The hype for Japanese learning is real. If you undo, yes, it should be fixed. Don't worry about it. But if that ever happens, undo it. Because this thing with like the weird small thing, I did figure it out, but I forgot how to fix it. It's a challenge to fix it. Because someone had done that before, too. Don't worry. I will try to fix it. Okay, so all I'm saying is, if we have the tomo next to it, if we have here, think you can hold it and just pull it there. That should work. So tomo, yujo, ja'aku, we're good. And yeah, we powered up now with the power of undo. Undo, very important. If anything gets weird on here, just undo it. It can be fixed. And don't worry, even if it's totally messed up, I've got the hard copy too, with the power leveling sheet that's separate. So don't worry about it too much. Anything can be fixed. And sweet, 2969. We have now powered up. Let's go. The hype is real. We got a new dragon. We've got new words. I think the hype is now unstoppable. Yet again. Yosh.
老子とウラノスか。大変興味深い言い伝えだな。
Huh. So, the Great Hero, this is their name, and the Great Wizard, Taihen Kyomibukai. That's a very interesting legend. So to kind of break down this word, it's a cool word. So, Kyomi means interest, and then Fukai means deep. So it's an issue of deep interest. Kyomibukai. And yeah, I think we've probably learned this one, but if not, we could power up with Hendrick's deep interest here. You can see the deep interest. You can see it in his eyes. It's good when you have these different things to add to the context. Yeah, it's a nice word.
昔語りはこれくらいにして、実際に修練場をお見せしましょうか。私についてきてください。
Okay, so the old stories, let's leave them here. And how about you actually... This is a good word. So, jisai ni means actually, like in real life. So how about you actually come to the training ground? Let me show it to you. So come with me. This is the kind of word that when you learn it just as a word, it can be kind of confusing. You don't know exactly how it's used, but when you see it in context like this, you realize, ah, that's how it's used. So you want me to actually see the training ground. And this could be a good word to add. And you could probably find it in a couple versions. You could probably find just jisai, and you could probably also find jisai, because both are quite common. Oh, so this one we did add. Possibly we could add it with ni if you want to, but yeah, I guess that's a duplicate. We have learned it. Good. When they come up green, it's good. It reminds us this is a word we've learned before. This is a word that's worth learning. Okay, so it says the hero and the great wizard. And this is the key. Eien no tomo. Forever friends. Eien means forever. Tomo, again, means friend. They are pledging their eternal friendship. And that together, tomoni, together. Notice this tomo is different than this tomo. But they are both important tomos. So we have tomo, means friends, and then tomoni. Together, this word we could add. And we could even put that next to the other tomo, possibly. We can like do super tomo leveling today. So tomoni, Yeah, good word here too, actually. Someone put it in, we learned it already. But, kokorozashi. So our goal, our kokorozashi, our goal is the same. Our eternal friendship, together we will defeat this evil god. So we now here pledge that we will do that. Looks good. Ooh, check it. We got Tomoni. We have added that. It's turned up green. So good word, good review, but we have learned that. Arigato for putting it. So together, Tomoni. Yeah, it is a thing we see a lot. And it's true on this journey too. We are together on this journey. Tomoni. Nihongo o benkyou shimashou. Let's study Japanese together. Kind of like this door design. Would you mind having on like your house or your apartment a door like this? That would be kind of cool. Imagine like your back door or your front door just looks like that. I could live with that. Looks pretty secure. Ooh, and I thought the whole thing would open, but no, just the bottom part opens. It's a nice door design. How much do you think this door would cost? I know I'm getting deep into the door, but if you think about it, kono doa wa ikura desu ka? How much would that door cost? Yeah, it's similar, but ishoni is much more common in everyday life. It's much more common. Tomoni, I feel like carries a kind of a more deep meaning to it. It's not used so much in everyday life. Yeah, Truebrock says custom made, so maybe a couple thousand. Yeah, I'd say sounds right to me. Mama, konnichiwa. What are you reading in Japanese these days? I'm currently still reading
ここは歴史深きドゥルダの大修練場。神話の時代からある場所で鍛錬した者の血と汗が染みついています。
I'm still reading Dragon Quest 11, as you can see here, but I'm reading a book too called Penguin Highway, still almost done with it. So, so this place, it is the training ground, the great training ground of Doruda. It has a deep history. Again, we see the word for deep, just like we saw Kyomibukai. Here we see deep history. Rekishi Fukaki. So deep history. And it's been here from the time of legend. And yeah, people train hard here. And you can see it because it is stained with the blood of the sweat of all these people who have trained. So chi, blood, ase, sweat, to means and, so chi, to, ase. Ooh, nice. Good word here. Because this is what we do here. So tanren suru. It does mean tempering metal, like forging normally. But it can mean kind of training and toughening in general too. Good word. So imagine we will be forged here in this training ground, hopefully. Nice. Callie says, I stayed up till midnight reading Kino no Tabi, Kino's Journey, although I started reading very late. Sweet. Which reading technique are you using? I know I mentioned before 3 reading techniques. Sometimes you look up every word, sometimes you look up just important words, sometimes you look up no words. Maybe you have your own technique. What technique do you use? And Dog Shades, I like your username a lot. Why? Because you've got a dog. I don't think I can draw a dog, but I'll do my best. I've never drawn a dog in my life. Nope, I can't draw a dog. I'm not gonna do it. But they have shades. I can draw shades. I cannot draw dogs. I can draw cats. I can't draw dogs. So yeah, I'm gonna draw cat shades. I can draw a cat. Because all you do is just do a little triangle. And like, you do a little thing. And then you just do ears. Cat shades. I can draw cat shades. Can't draw dogs. What if you just do like a nose? Is that kind of like a dog? It's getting closer to a dog. But no, I can't draw a dog. It's beyond my power level. So welcome to Dog Shades. So Kelly says, trying to read extensively. So reading more and more, looking up less. Yeah, I think that's the way to go, extensively. So just reading a lot is the key. Because you cover more words overall, and that's really better in the end. So mostly looking up words at the end of reading, not while reading the sentence. That sounds good to me. I look up important words that don't seem familiar. Yeah, I think that's the way. The more you read, the better. And like the strategy that gets you to read more, the better. Like you've been talking about Crashin', and you watch some of his videos, like what he said is right on. So I kind of say some of the same stuff. You want to find really interesting reading and just read a lot. That's the key. And I think he said the word key a lot. Honestly, some of like saying the word key, I might have like kind of borrowed or like been influenced by him, because I feel like it's a good word and it just really kind of crystallizes what you need in a language. Sweet. I'm using game to text to make reading a little easier too. Sweet. Is that on games or on books too? Nice. So I thought you said you were using like the app for something. Oh, really? For books too? Interesting. Cool.
あなたも歴代のユグノア王子と同様、ここでニマ大使の稽古を受けるはずでした。
Okay, so just like all of the princes of your country, kokode, like you should have gotten the training from the Grandmaster, from Nima Taishi. So yeah, keiko. It's another word for training. So many words for training in Japanese, because training's important. So keiko o ukeru hazu. You're supposed to be trained here. Ah, was this a duplicate? I didn't see it come up green, but was it green? Interesting. I'm using both the Bookwalker app and game to text. That sounds good, because yeah, I have found that like Yomi-chan or Rikai-kun work better than usually the app for like a Kindle app or a Bookwalker app. It's probably better, right? That does make sense. Ooh, good word. We can power up with Tanren, which means forging or getting tougher, and we can also level up with Keiko, which means practice, training, study. A bit more specifically, does not mean forging in the same way this one does. Sweet, power level is now 2971. Let's make that power level go up.
わざわざここに来ていただいたのは、老子の時代から連綿と続く伝統の地をあなたに踏ませてあげたかったからです。
Okay, so this legendary training ground, we wanted you to come here too.
あなたの祖父、老様もここで修行を受けたのですが、彼の偉業は今も皆の記憶に残っています。
Okay, your grandfather as well. Stofu, grandfather. And he was in our party earlier. His name is Rab in the English version. Here, Lo. So Lo-sama. So he trained here too. Kare no Igyo. So his exploits are still in the memory of everyone here. So Kyoku is memory, and then Kyoku ni nokoru. To remain in the memory. Nokoru is to remain. Good word. And let's scroll down our new words here so we can get some new words. Ooh, we got a new word here. So, Igyo. Great achievement. Great work. So the great achievements of our grandfather are still remembered here as well. Good word, and power level is now going up to 2972. Look at the bottom right. power level is going up. Let's go.
偉業だと
偉業だと His great achievements?
ニマ大使の修行は厳しいことで有名です。これは弟子が追い出した時にお尻を叩く通称お尻叩き棒。
Yeah, so that's what he's famous for. He would get punished a lot, as we can imagine, because we've seen some of what he gets up to. So the key kind of here, Oshiri o Tataku. And yeah, this could be the time to power up with the power of Oshiri. Anyone know what Oshiri means? Here's a hint. Oshiri o Tataku. So the verb here is to slap, to hit, and yes, Mito. Not sure if I've ever seen you on Japanese Quest, but you came in at a good time. It is the word for butt. Slapping. He would get his butt slapped all the time because he would, I guess, fail in his training or something. So yeah. Now might be the time to add some of those words. Possible words, oshiri, and also the verb to slap, tataku. Oshiri o tataku, and we can see that's what this implement is for. Because this is the butt slapping bowl. There we go, it looks. We have powered up now with the power of Oshiri. And we got a new party member. Let's go. High level. First appearance by Mito Green. Ooh, Tataku we have learned. So to slap, to beat, we've learned that word. But we've not learned Oshiri yet. I didn't think we have. It's not a word you see that much, but for some reason, it's a pretty strong motif in the training of our grandfather. So yeah, the training here is famously kibishi. Good word here, strict. Famously strict training here.
なんとロー様は6年間の修行でこの棒でお尻を叩かれること1万回。
Okay. 1万回. So yeah. He had his oshiri slapped, his butt slapped 10,000 times. Exactly. 10,000 times over that 6-year training. So he's legendary in how many times he's been slapped. Okay.
「この記録は未だ破られることなく、ローのようになることなかれという戒めが今も語り継がれているのです。」
If you think about it, 6 years, 10,000 times, it's not actually that much if you do the math. I mean, that's only being slapped. Yeah, not that much. It's like, what, 5 times a day or something like that? It's not too bad. Spread out over 6 years. Not as bad as it sounds. So, kono kiroku wa, so that record. Right, it's not as bad as it sounds when you think about it. So that record has still not been broken. Yeah, I think we can break that record. 5 times a day, that's very breakable. Think about it. Especially if you like a slap in a row. You'd think generally you could get slapped like 10 times, 20 times at once. So I think you could easily get to like at least like 20 times a day. Which then would be more like 50,000 we could probably get up to. We could get up to 100,000 easy. We can definitely beat that record. Okay, so that record has still not been broken. Yeah. We can break that.
大した偉業だな。
So that is that's quite an achievement. Yeah, good word. So we see this word added too. Imashime. like a warning or a caution. And whoa, what? We just had all of our words go. So someone's deleted all of our words. If you can undo that, undo it. If not, if someone is messing up our list, we can fix that. They have been added. I don't know what happened there. All the words went away. And it looks like it's been fixed though, so yeah. That's good, to not have all our words go away. Yeah, Wagamama does mean selfish. Good word. So power level is now 2974. Let's go.
老様が心配ですか？ですがあの方は大使の厳しい修行を耐え抜き、今も伝説の弟子として語り継がれる方。
Yeah, I've got a backup that no one else can edit, just me. So, yeah, don't worry about it. And of course, we can always look at the video and see where we were with the current stream, because I edit it and update the hard copy after each stream, so it's all good. I was aware that kind of thing is a possibility. All right. So are you worried about your grandfather? But yeah, he endured all of that training. He endured all those slaps. And now, as a legendary student, yeah, his legend goes on.
世界崩壊の衝撃で亡くなるほどやわではありません。きっとどこかで無事でいるはずです。
And yeah, he's not so weak that he'd die just because the world was destroyed. He must be okay somewhere. Yeah, good word. Taeru, to endure, and we have learned that before, but good. It's a good review to put it up there. So, and yeah, we did see him before, so dokoka de buji deiru. So he should be okay somewhere, and we did see him already, so we know that he's right. He is okay somewhere.
今
And
日
he's
は
training
あ
too.
なたのために大使の宮殿でささやかな宴を開かせてください。
And yeah, possibly the person we saw that was training him was the Grandmaster we're talking about here. So let's have a feast. Utage, feast. Let's have a feast in the palace.
ニマ大使がいない今、私たちにできることは多くありませんが、あなたのためにできる限りのことをしたいのです。
So with the Grandmaster not here, I can only do so much, but I will do what I can. Okay, and then we have this feast. そして夜が明けた. And again, the dawn broke. Thank you last time. Forgot, but someone gave us a good translation for that one. Yo is night. Akeru is to kind of breaks. The night breaks, the dawn breaks. Let's go.
目が覚めたか。せめてニマ大使が生きていれば魔王を倒す手がかりを得られたかもな。
Huh. So did you wake up? So if the Grandmaster was alive, we could have found a hint to defeat the Dark Lord. Mao o taos. To defeat the Dark Lord, that's the sentence right there. Mao o taos. Taos is to defeat. And then connect a noun to it. You can just modify that noun. So a hint, a clue to defeat the Dark Lord. We might have gotten it if they were still alive.
ま、過ぎたことを言っても仕方がない。そろそろ行くか。
Well, we can't worry too much about things that have already happened. So, sugita, something that's already happened. Koto makes it a something, makes it a noun. And then shikata ga nai. I guess there's nothing we can do about it. Already happened. Sorosoro iku ka. So shall we go soon? Yep, we got a cat here. Hello. Welcome. Here you can see Griffin Sensei down here, the first party member on Japanese Quest. And the last party member to join us was Mito Green. Anyone else, if you want to follow, you can become a party member as well and join us on this journey as we level up in Japanese. That's what we do. I guess the next party member that joins will be a kind of small character here. But don't worry. We're leveling up. Let's go. Okay, so now, Boken Gado, our adventure guide. What we're supposed to do, Soto ni Deo. Go outside. You'll notice sometimes I just like read the end of sentences. It's because that happens to often just carry the important thing we need to do. This part says like where we're going outside from. We're like leaving the palace, but who cares? If you just say this part, we're going outside. It's pretty clear. Yeah, that's kind of what I wonder too. You'd think that he could join the training. If he trained as well, that would be pretty awesome. General Greg. Ooh, wait, I've missed these books before. They might have some recipes. Is this recipes? No, it's not recipes. Well, in that case, it's a bit too much reading. We don't need to read all these books. If you play the game on your own time, you can definitely play it, but we like to keep a flow, focusing a bit more on the voiced lines overall. It's a super long game either way. It's been a fun game and a really good game for Japanese. There's just so much content, so much text, so many voiced lines. I'm so glad we have this version. The original version did not have voice. It's a really, really big addition to the game, in my opinion. Okay, so how about the people who are training? Are they safe?
申し訳ありません。参道の魔物は我々の手に負えず、修行者を発見することは
Oh no.
できませんでした。
We could not find the people who are training. There were too many monsters. I guess we need to deal with some monsters now, I think. Really? End of May, there will be a Dragon Quest 35 birthday stream. Cool, yeah, you're right. 35th birthday of Dragon Quest is coming up very soon. Didn't it come out the 27th, something like that, of May? Very cool. By the way, my birthday is right around the same time as Dragon Quest. On Friday this week, I'll have a birthday stream for, well, for me. And I don't talk about my age here, but yeah, I will be turning, I'll finally announce my age. I'll be turning 200 years old on Friday. So enjoy that birthday stream. A lot older than Dragon Quest. But still, yeah, similar to Dragon Quest. Yep, Friday this week. So yeah, tomorrow will be my birthday stream. Kind of forgot about it. Tomorrow will be a birthday stream for Japanese Quest for Akira Sensei. The hype is real. Almost the same age as Dragon Quest. Plus some number of years. Abatrello says, I'm about as old as Dragon Quest. Very cool. Is your birthday similar too?
そうですか。
Yeah, no, I've been studying Japanese off and on, I've mentioned before, for over 20 years. So, yeah. Like I said, birthday tomorrow, over 200 years old. Or no, I'm turning 200 years old. But yeah, I've been studying Japanese for over 20 years. Off and on. And keep in mind, this might not be totally accurate, because I've been saying I'm 200 years old since 3 years ago. So that could be just a ballpark figure.
散歩大掃除を何か困りごとでも
My birthday is actually May 15, and I've done birthday streams twice before. Didn't do one last year, because I wasn't really streaming at that time. Or not regularly at that time. But tomorrow, it will be May 15th in Japan. So we'll be doing the birthday stream tomorrow, because I don't typically stream on Saturday. So yeah, May 15th is my actual birthday, but in Japan, it will be May 15th. So birthday stream tomorrow. Let's go. Let's see. Nanika komari goto demo. So are you worried about something? Are you troubled about something? So komaru is to be troubled. So komari goto, to be troubled about something. We see this word. A Buddhist priest. Interesting. Yeah, I think we can add that. Not a super common word. But he's like the great priest. The word here is Sojo. A Buddhist priest, a high Buddhist priest. Yeah, let's add that. And here you can see it's Dai, so he's like a great Buddhist priest, I guess. I'm turning 21 in a few months. Sweet. I thought you were May 14, but maybe May 15 is my birthday. Really? Yeah. Yeah, my birthday is May 15. Yeah, I just don't typically stream on Saturday. Might be doing birthday stuff, different birthday stuff on Saturday. So birthday stream will be tomorrow, but it's not really cheating because in Japan, we're kind of in Japan here. In a way, I consider myself to live in Japan, even though I'm not in Japan technically. But it will be May 15th tomorrow in Japan, at the time we're doing the stream. Hype Train will be here tomorrow, birthday stream. I'm not sure what to do for the title other than saying birthday stream. What do you think the title should be tomorrow? It'll be like birthday stream plus like maybe having like a birthday gift of learning words. One time I talked about like putting words in a cake. I don't know, something like that maybe. A gift of new vocab. Something like that.
ああ、お二方。実は半月ほど前に一人の修行者が里を訪れ、ルーランダ山頂へ向かったのです。
Yeah, I do like that idea. However, learning 200 words we have done before, but that's got too many words in one stream. Ooh, yeah, that's not bad. Birthday giveaway. Vocab. Yeah, that's not bad. Why don't we do that? What do you think about that in chat? That's a pretty good idea. Birthday giveaway! Exclamation point. Japanese vocab. And it's true, we'll be giving away free Japanese vocab. It is free. You can take each of these vocab power-ups. It's free. Take it. Birthday giveaway. The gift of knowledge. Yeah, I think this is solid. I think we can go with that. My baseline is 15 words per day. Any extras are a gift. Yeah, sounds good. So Jitsu actually Hansuki Hodomai ni. So half a month ago, Hitori no Shugyosha ga, so one person who was training here came to this village and went to the summit of the mountain. Ah, this will probably make us go to the summit now and fight some boss. So they went there by themselves? Why would they do that?
わかりません。ですがその修行者は里の者から大使が亡くなったことを聞くと何も言わずに山頂へ向かったそうです。
Huh. I don't know, but when they heard that the Grandmaster died, without saying anything, they went to the summit. 山頂へ向かった. So 向かう is to head somewhere. 山頂 again is the summit. If that's a new word, that would be a good word because we're about to go there. Let's go to the summit and find who this person is. Konnichiwa. Most people could probably find their birthday vocab on the line. Date, month. So 13th of May, for example, would be 1305. Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Let's go look at the list really quick for fun. So 13, what would be the word for your birthday? Let's find it. So 1305, for example. Just for fun. So today would be 1305. Sate sate. Well now. See, this one was actually a duplicate. Different ways to say it. So 1405, which would be if your birthday's tomorrow. What would your word be? Shobai. Trade. And so my birthday word, May 15th, would be 1505. And I realize this is a little bit random, but kind of fun all the same. So 1505, my word would be crevice. Gap, opening. This is actually a cool word, so I'm cool with it. It's a useful word if you read books, you see this word all the time, because there's like a little crevice somewhere, a gap somewhere. Tsukima. Good words. And yeah, Rue, good to see you. We were just talking about birthday streams because tomorrow will be a birthday stream for Japanese Quest because I will be turning 200 years old. And again, it's just a rough estimate, but my birthday is May 15th. Tomorrow I know is May 14th, but in Japan, at the time we're streaming, it will be May 15th. So birthday stream tomorrow at our normal time. Yeah, I bet she did. It's a pretty common word. You saw that word in your name, Kimi no Nawa. Sweet. So my word is 47. Saigo. Yeah, Saigo, final. Yeah, good word. Let's go back to the game.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
Scouter says, let's scroll down more. Power level is 2976. Let's make our power level go up. Look at the bottom right. Power level now rising. Yosh. Ah, interesting, Kelly. Why is that fitting?
山には魔王の影響で凶暴化した魔物が住み着いているため救出のために僧兵を派遣したのですが
Huh, so I sent some people to save them because there are monsters there, but yeah, because of the Dark Lord, there's monsters that are living there now. Ah, very
こ
cool.
の通り怪我をして戻ってくる始末それでどうしたものかと思案していました
So Kelly says, I went to school for graphic design. That's why your word is logo. And I see, that makes sense. So check out Kelly and Kanji. They are a streamer. They were streaming last night. And that's why your art for your character is so good, because you are a graphic designer by education. Very cool. It all makes sense now. So yeah, check out Kelly and Kanji. Awesome stream, learning Japanese, teaching Japanese from their stream too. So check out their name. In fact, we could do a shout-out command again. Because, yeah. Did you decide, are you going to be an affiliate now? Because Kelly and Kanji also made affiliate, but was not an affiliate yet yesterday. Are you going to be an affiliate? If you're going to be an affiliate, then you can maybe even check out your logo as your emote, right? So yep, shout out here. Check out Kelly and Kanji. Streaming last night. Check them out. Maybe get those emojis with that graphic designer knowledge. Alright. So yep, these people just came back trying to save this person, but they're not doing so well, it seems like.
日々修行を積み重ねながら肝心な時にその成果を発揮できないとは自分が不甲斐ない。
So we had a new word. I kind of like didn't go into it with the last sentence, but that's okay. We can still power up with it. So this word here, Shion. Careful thought, consideration, deliberation, reflection. So good word. And Japan Kanke Konbanwa. Good name. Means related to Japan. Kanke means like relation to something. Sweet. Yep, you'll have to design some emotes. So check out Kelly and Kanji. We got the shout out right there. And let's see. So yeah, even though we've been training every day, at the important time, we couldn't show off our training. We failed. We feel kind of worthless here.
では我々がその修行者の救出に向かうのはどうだろう。
So how about we save them?
申し出はありがたいのですが、大切な使命があるあなた方に迷惑はかけられません。
So thanks for offering, but like you've got an important mission. I don't wanna bother you. Ooh, good word. We have learned it. Kanjin, essential, important. So the important thing, it turned up green, but a good review. And what about this word? Have we learned this one? This could be a good one to add. I don't want to be a burden. I don't want to bother you. The word for that bother, meiwaku. We've probably learned that too. I don't know for sure, but good review either way. So I don't want to burden you. Meiwaku wa kakeraremasen.
しかしその修行者をこのまま見捨てるわけにはいかない。
Yeah, good word. It turned up green, so it was a duplicate, but meiwaku, burden. But he's saying shikashi. But so that person who's training, we can't just throw them away. We can't just abandon them. The word for abandon we see right here. Misuteru. We don't want to abandon them. And that could be a new word, potentially.
なあ、いいだろう。里の者には一宿一般の恩もある。その修行者を助けてやろうではないか。
Alright. So, what do you think? We kind of owe them for, look at this 4 kanji compound, kind of interesting. That one I've seen a lot. Nice! To abandon is a new word, so we have now powered up. To abandon, to fail, to desert, to forsake someone. So to throw away by itself is suteru, to throw away something, but misuteru is to abandon. Good word. And this 4 kanji compound, so we see one, we see the kanji for one twice. So ishuku, so one night and one meal. So we owe them for having us the night and having us for that feast. So on mo aru, so we owe them. Exactly, and well put, thanks for writing it. Abandon is combining I and throw away, like looking away from someone. Very nice, exactly. It helps a lot. That's why kanji is so helpful. You can learn a new word just by putting kanji that you already know, and then boom, the word's that much easier to learn. Kanji become your greatest ally. At first super challenging, but in time, it makes vocab learning much easier. Okay, so now we have an option. Do we want to save them? We can say, "Hi." We will save this person, or we can say, "Ie," we will not save them. We can vote in chat, "Hi," or "Ie." We're all party members. We can all decide our path. We haven't had a question for a while, so let's see. Hai, yes, or ie, no. And the question is, Shugyosha o taskeru. Will we save them, yes or no? Say height. Height, we got a couple height. Any more height? I mean, it looks like height's probably going to win. Height. We got some height. Let's go with height. Height. I think 4 votes, 4 party members is enough. Height, let's do it.
ありがとうございます。ですが、ご好意に甘えてばかりもいられません。私も一緒に連れて行ってください。
So thank you, but I can't just keep depending on you. I will come with you. Again, we talked earlier about this. Ishoni, together. This one I said was more common than tomoni. And more like an everyday type of conversation. This is one word that when I lived in Japan, I didn't know it, but I learned it very quickly because you hear it all the time. It's like you're going together here and there. Very, very common. Yeah, katakana kind of hates everyone. It's very helpful at the same time if you have a lot of katakana reading. It's kind of the worst. So yeah, ishoni surete ite kudasai. So please take me with you. Let's do it.
では、早速ドゥーランダの山頂へ向かいましょう。山頂へは里を出て東の道から行くことができます。
Here's the key. We're going to the summit. Sancho. And I think we've learned that. Not sure though. Have we? I don't know. We could check if we have. So, how do you get there? Sato o dette. So leave the village. And then go east. Higashi no michi. The east path. Iku koto ga dekimasu. You can go that way. Thanks. Thank you very much for adding it. We learned Mountaintop. I tried it before. I thought we probably have, but it's the kind of thing that I was not 100% on. Yeah, and that's common. Katakana, the readings can be tricky at times. You just kind of get used to certain words over time. It is time to go to the summit.
さて、
So he's telling us where to go. Let's get a review on where to go. If there are any new words, we can add them here. And as you look at that and possibly add some words, I'm going to take a quick break here. Japanese Quest will be back, and then we will go to the summit, and we will see who's up there. So, itekimasu. Japanese Quest will be back shortly. Huh. So I see people mentioning this word for 505. We must have that somewhere else. But this one we had it as a different variant. Interesting. Oh well, just keep going. So welcome everyone. Japanese Quest is back. And where were we? Ooh, we got some new words. Look at the top left. Shugyosha. Someone who's training. It says here a practitioner of Buddhism. I'm not sure if this game it means Buddhism, but basically Shugyo is training. So someone who's doing training. And then Teokude. Being too late. Good words. 2980 is our current power level. Let's make our power level go up. Yeah, it seems like it's a more uncommon variant, so we'll just keep it for now, since it seems like we have both now on the list. Okay. Yeah, so good words. We have so we are worried about that person who's training. So Shugyosha ga shimpai desu. We are worried about them, so let's find them. We got that new word there. And then so that we're not late, let's quickly go to the summit. Teokure ni naranai yo uchi ni. So let's make sure we don't get there too late. So power level is now 2980. Let's go. So yep, it's to the east, we know. Let's go. And by the way, I was checking to see if we could see like a sample of Kino's journey since we were talking about it. Because the really cool thing about that book series is it's a journey. It's a tabi. It's Kino no tabi. Kino's journey. And each chapter is a different country that the characters are traveling through. And they're very strange countries. Each one is a short story. And I was curious, I don't know if Callie and Kanji is still here, but they were reading the book. I was curious what country you're in right now. Let me just show you a quick example. Let's see if I can find the countries on here, if I can show you. Kino no Tabi. Yeah, these books are just really cool, so I want to keep bringing it up. And I'm hyped because the first time we've had a party member say they're reading it because of stream. Yeah, I feel like this is too small to show you, but anyway, it's pretty cool. Yeah, like I'm sure there's a place you can read a sample of it, but just not sure at the moment. The first story, so the first country, so which country was that? I forget which kuni, because each chapter is a different kuni. Yep, if you have a Japanese Kindle account, you can find all kinds of Japanese books, including Kino's Journey. And yep, there are guides online. I think the main thing is you need to make up a Japanese address. Then you can use a credit card from anywhere else in the world, generally. Wait a minute, we're going west. We gotta go east, the other way. Yeah, a lot of machines and no people. Interesting, yeah. That sounds like Kino's Journey. A lot of weird countries. Like, that's what I love about the book, is like, you'll have like the Densha no Kuni. It's like a country that's completely on a train. Or you'll have like a To no Kuni, like a giant tower that's like the whole country. Just like really crazy stuff. Or like an underwater country, all kinds of weird stuff. A lot of action too in the show. Because Kino is a master with in combat, basically, in all forms. It's pretty cool. Kino also talks to Kino's motorcycle. Oh. これは勇者さん. Ah, so you're the hero. So you're going to save the person who's training, aren't you? So be careful. Yeah, I found that when I was starting to read Japanese books, it helped so much to read on Kindle or the Kindle app because you have that dictionary built in. It just helps a lot. I still wouldn't look up everything that I want to look up because the dictionary is not always perfect either, but it just helps a lot. Yeah, exactly. That's the name of the motorcycle in Kino's Journey. The motorcycle is awesome. Yeah, that is true, but it should be doable if you have like a Japanese address on there and a credit card. At least that's worked for me when I live in the US. Ooh, it's Nightmare. I love that card in Magic the Gathering. Everyone played Magic. I used to play Magic long ago. It's like the Nightmare card. Ooh, we got a dragon. I think we gotta fight a dragon. We've got Dragon Slash. Wait, what? Let's use our Dragon Slash. Yosh. Hi. Ooh, nice. We got that regen now. Ooh, interesting. Anyone know if there's something like Play Asia, but focused on books? Yeah, Play Asia is for games from Asia, from Japan. That's a good question. Is there a following for Magic the Gathering in Japan? That's a good question too. I'm not sure. I do think it exists in Japan. I'm not sure how much of a following there is. Ooh, nice. Yeah, White Rabbit Express, I think, can help you buy from Japan. It's kind of like a service where I think you can get things from Amazon Japan through White Rabbit Express. Is that right? There's quite a few dragons in Dragon Quest as far as I know. Yeah, the prices can get expensive is the thing about the shipping. Ooh, eBay has a lot of manga. That's true too. Nice. Type. Yosh. Ooh, not just any dragon. A black dragon. Notice how even colors sometimes are in katakana. It's not a Kuro Dragon, it's a Burakuro Dragon. Black dragon. Defeat him. Ooh, we need you. You're sparkly. Yosh. Probably was a bit overkill there. Oh well. Ooh, now we can ride on this thing. You see the word for vehicle. Norimono. What? What? Don't know what happened there. Were we attacked by a vehicle or we probably got back attacked? Oh, I forgot that thing's like a dragon too, so we could do Dragon Flash on the Dragon Rider as well. Yeah, I have heard it can work well. I more get digital books because they take up less space. Plus, you got the digital dictionary built in, which is very nice. Oh, what is this passage, I wonder? We must check it out. Maybe a treasure? Yep, buddy. Sorcery ring. That could be good. Let's see what that does. Probably once we get our sorcerer back, but let's just check anyway. Yeah, let's use that once we get a magic person back. Kelly says, it looks like the first country in Kino's journey is called the Land of Visible Pain. What is it in Japanese? You're reading it in Japanese, right? Yeah, you said you were. Because I do think there's an English translation of the first one into English too. If people want to check it out. I think. We've not fought a nightmare yet. Let's fight a nightmare.
Yep.
Yeah, people mentioned before, Play Asia is probably one good one. Play Asia seems like the place to go for also Nintendo points to get them online digitally as well. That's the way to do it. I can tell you from experience, it gets easier and easier with Japanese reading in general, but also with Kino, because it's the same writer, you just get used to it. And Kino has like the same setup for many of the same chapters, so it gets easier and easier. It's a great series because it's just a journey, just like kind of like we're doing now. Ah, nice. I haven't even thought of that. Bought tons of figurines from them. So yeah, you can get books, figurines, all kinds of stuff. Play Asia is great. I've only used them to get like hundreds of dollars of Nintendo points to use on games. Yeah. I'm a Japanese teacher. What we do here, we learn Japanese from Japanese games, and we also discuss how to get Japanese games and books from Japan. That's what we're doing in chat here too. We're all party members here on a journey, learning Japanese from Japanese games, and kind of just also relaxing and hanging out. Learning Japanese in context, talking about reading Japanese books, how to do it, where to do it, all that good stuff. Games too. So welcome, yokoso, Japanese Quest. Welcome to Japanese Quest. Look at our power level, 2980. We're almost up to 3,000. Let's find some more words at the top of this mountain. Japanese word power-ups we look for. Konnichiwa. Ooh, here we go. Eh, dare? So we can save here. Let's do that. Yeah, well, using the solutions you see here, like White Rabbit Press, what were they? Something like that. You can probably find a solution. Yeah, well, we have the correct word on our list, so it doesn't really matter. We got both. I mean, being aware that the other exists in the universe is probably good. So now we know both, even if one is kind of wrong. It's good to be aware of things that are kind of wrong.
Yup.
All right. Nanto. Yeah, I mean, since we have both versions of the word on the list, I think we're kind of all good. Okay, we got some armor. So who do we have here? Do they look familiar to anyone? Someone is training. Dare?
「こいつは見るに耐えんな」「もしやこれが一人で山頂に向かったという修行者なのか」
So this must be the person who's been training up here.
きっとそうに違いありません。しっかり座禅を組んで息絶えたところを見るに、この者は覚悟の死を遂げたのでしょう。
So they must have died just from training so hard. They're still sitting cross-legged. They must have died like that. Wow.
しかしこの姿どこかで見たような。
But this person, I feel like I've seen them somewhere.
Mm-hmm. これは数ある無夫婦本の中でも最高と名高いピチピチバニーではないか。
What? So is this the is this the famous kind of yeah, anyway, we remember this. This guy seems like he's back. This is the comic book that that Rab had in the game.
あ、 不幸中の幸いとはこのこと。この修行者、哀れな最後ではあったが、きっと幸福に包まれ天に召されたに違いない。
So we got a new word. Famous, renowned, well-known, and it makes sense because na means name, and then nadakai. So your name is high, you are well-known, famous. So good word. That's a famous comic book right there. And Greg must know it too. He's saying he must have died, gone to heaven in happiness. Even though his last training must have been very difficult. Eh?
これはユグノア王家の者が持つ首飾り。こんな貧相な修行者がなぜこれを。
Huh. So that is the necklace of the people who are from the royal family of Yugunoa. This right here. We've seen that before. So why would this, why would he have that? Could it be this person, this trainer is... Reb! He looks a bit different.
Soか。ロー様はニマ大使の愛弟子。おそらく大使が亡くなったことを知り、世を儚んで安らかな死を選んだのだろう。
Okay, so he was the favorite disciple of the Grandmaster, so when she died, he must have found that out, and he must have chosen this path. Dying.
いや、待ってください。まだ息があります。
Yeah, this is the same guy that was in our party before. That's right. Yeah. 待ってください. Please wait. まだ息があります. He is still breathing. まだ still 息 breath あります. Breath still exists. え?
なんだと?
What?
おそらくロー様の御霊は今生と死をさまよっておられると思われます。しかしこのままでは死。
So it must be that the soul of our friend here is now kind of on the edge of life and death. Se, life, shi, death. Se, to, shi, life and death. And it's kind of wandering within that region between life and death. Shikashi, but at this rate, he will die.
いえ、一つだけロー様を救う方法があるかもしれません。
Okay. いえ、一つだけ. So there is one more. There's one more to save. Rab.
あなたが冥府、生と死の狭間にある世界へ赴き、ロー様を救出して戻ってくるのです。
Yeah, we can maybe still save him. So if we go to kind of the purgatory that he's in right now, if we go there, maybe we can save him. Bring him back. So we can go there? How can we go there?
冥府に行くだと？だがどうやって？そんなことが可能なのか？
So we can go to this purgatory, but how do we go there? そのことが可能なのか? So 可能 means possible. So is it possible to go there, to this kind of hell or purgatory. In fact, this word, why don't we look it up, because we keep seeing it. It's not a word you see that much. Let's look it up. Wrote it wrong there. The realm of the dead. The other world, the underworld, hell. So that's where we need to go. And we might as well add this word because we keep seeing it in this game. So let's copy it. And let's put it here. Power level is now 2983. We've been seeing some other words too. Osaraku, perhaps. I'm not sure if we have that word in Kana, because I think usually we're seeing it in Kana. So let's see if we have it in Kana yet. We don't, so I think we're probably okay with that way. So power level is now 2983. And yeah, we had brought up in chat. So yeah, it's totally fine to bring up things like that. What was the word again? The word was, I believe, 505. And it's good to have things like this pointed out. So this word is not normally like this. We probably added it because it is in the dictionary like this. But this is good to be aware of. This is probably a common mistake, but if we find the actual way, if we do a find feature, kikake. So like that, search for that, where is it? We can see it. See, we've got this one too. But it is later on. So we've got both. And now we can be aware of the earlier one, which this is a common word. The earlier one, 505, is not so common. But having it there, in my mind, not a bad thing, because now we can just be more aware of this word overall. Chance, motive, impetus. This is not the most common one. The most common one you'll find beyond there. But this one is on our list too, so we can doubly learn it. Sometimes things are a bit duplicated. That's fine. We can learn it that much better. We can be aware of any mistake we can make, because it's easy to make a mistake of where that small tsu will appear, and now we can be aware of it, and we can be aware that sometimes even that what seems like a mistake can be in the dictionary too. So let's go back to the game. Thanks for making us aware of that.
What does the scouter say
Don't
about
worry,
his
both
power level?
are on the list, and we have powered up 2 times for the price of 1. It's a win-win.
実はルーランダ山頂にあるこの御堂は古来より冥府と通じる霊言新たかな場所だと伝えられます。
Okay, so actually at this summit, there is a passage to the underworld, to the world of the dead. At least that is what is said, so let's try to get there.
私が里に伝わる分霊の儀式を行って肉体から魂を離脱させれば冥府に入ることができるはずです。
So you should be able to go to the world of the dead if we do the kind of spirit separating ceremony. If you look at the kanji, that sounds confusing, but it becomes easier. So Rei is kind of spirit, Bun is like a part of a spirit, and so you can partition your spirit with this gishiki. Gishiki is ceremony. So do that ceremony, then from your physical body, which is a meat body, if you look at the kanji, nikutai kara, so from your physical body, your soul, your tamashi, can be separated. So yeah, let's become soul and go wherever this dude is right now. Sounds good to me. This is the kind of thing I wish I could do in real life too. Might be fun. Might be good for language learning too. We could all go to this same soul area. It's just pure language.
ですが 冥府は生と死が揺らぐ世界。聖者であるあなたが行けば二度と帰ってこられないかもしれません。
But if you go to the world of the dead, there's a chance that you might not be able to come back to the world of the living.
それでもあなたはロー様、あなたのおじい様を救うため冥府に行きますか？
Will you still go there? To the world of the dead. So let's scroll down to our new words. We can add some new words. What do we got? So we got that word for the realm of the dead. So will you go there to save Oji-sama? Will we go to hell? I think we can go to hell. Yeah, we kept it. We kept it. I mean, the hiragana's there too. We got the hiragana. I changed it back. So, will we go to hell? Let's choose. So, yes, let's go to hell. Or, yeah, let's not go to hell. So, height, we will go to the world of the dead. Or, yeah, now we're good. We're not gonna go to the world of the dead. What do you think? You can vote in chat. There are some risks. We might not be able to come back. So, yep, like Cole says, welcome to hell. Jigoku e yokoso. So we see some height. Yeah. Height. Yeah, this kanji here means hell, not heaven. The other kanji 10 would be heaven. This one's the one for heaven. This one's the one for hell. So, yeah, let's go to hell. Let's do it.
わかりました。それではあなたを冥府へと送りましょう。心の準備ができたら言ってください。
Okay, understood. Then let's send you to the world of the dead. So once you're ready, tell me. So maybe let's save before we go to hell. You never know. Maybe if we are stuck in hell, we can go back to our save. I always say save before you go to hell. It's a good rule of thumb. Okay, now let's go. So yeah, he's really looking a lot skinnier, almost like... This is a good word. Mida. He's become a mummy. For a long time, he's been in the same exact position, not moving. Wow. And his reading material, you can see next to him there. Yep, I think we are ready to go to the world of the dead. Hi!
さあ、あなたを送ります。すべての魂が帰る場所へ。
Okay, I will send you there. The place where all souls return. Mr. Yokoso, Japanese Quest. Welcome to Japanese Quest.
Oh, おい、なんだその変な踊りは。本当に大丈夫なのか？
So what is that strange Dance. Is this really okay? So, nanda. What? Sono henna odori. So, odori is dance. This is strange dance. Let's see if it works.
Do-la-li-ho, do-la-li-ho, do.
I don't know, try the dance, see if you can go to another world. Could be worth a try. You never know. Yeah, it doesn't really look like hell, more like the world of the dead maybe, or the world of spirits. They got nice lighting that turned down when we arrived. Eh? Done.
あらあら、夜べなくさまよう哀れな魂がまた一つこの世の果てに流れ着いたようだね。
So, thank you very much for the raid from Dizzy Dino. Can we get a shout out? If we have a command, shout out, we can put their name. Dizzy Dino, let's do a shout out. Dizzy Dino is a translator from Japanese to English, often doing live translation streams. Awesome streamer to check out. Check them out, follow them. Level Up Japanese Education on Twitch. That's what we do. That's what they do. So let's do the shout out. Oh no, the shout out failed. Gotta do shout out. That should work. Oh no. Your name is... It's too tricky for people to write. But I think in time it should work. Why didn't it work? I don't know. Anyway, click on their name. You can find their name that way too. So welcome. Anyone new? What we do here, we learn Japanese from Japanese games very simply. I'm a Japanese teacher, normally in the classroom. Licensed Japanese teacher in the US. And one word, power level goes up by 1. All the words we've already learned from games in the past, you can see down here. It's a good foundational vocab for Japanese. New words anyone can add right up here. The word we just learned was the word for hell, or the realm of the dead, because that's where we are now in the game. And yeah, let's go. Interesting, it's case sensitive. So yeah, the shout out did work. Check out Dizzy Dino. Last they were playing Gambare Goemon. Ah, that's a cool sounding game. Check it out. Games in Japanese. Let's do it. Have we learned the most important word in all of Dragon Quest? Dude, what's that word? Ah, Puffu Puffu? Yeah, we did learn that word. We learned it a little while back. We did. You have an emote for that? Is that your emote? If that's your emote, people may want to sub to you. Because, yeah, that gets mentioned around here from time to time. Good emote. Check out the emotes. Good shout out. Alright. So it looks like we have another soul. Another sad soul has joined us now in the land of the dead. We have washed up here.
顔を見てみりゃまだ若い。こんな子が冥府に落ちるなんて。ほんと、神も仏もありゃしないよ。
Okay, so for us to arrive here in the world of dead, Mada Wakai. We're still very young to arrive here.
ずいぶんほうけた顔してるけど、あんた自分がこれからどんな運命をたどるか分かってるのかい？
So do you know your fate now? Again, keyword we've seen often here. Unme, fate. So, dona unme. So what will be your fate? Do you know what your fate will be? We'll find out. Hopefully we can get some training from her, maybe. I think this might be the Grandmaster. Do we know our fate? I'm gonna say... Nope.
ああ、哀れなもんだよ。あの世に来ただけじゃなく、これから待ち受ける苦しみさえ 何一つ知らないんだから。
So not only did you come to this world, you also don't even know what's waiting for you, what suffering is waiting for you. Word for suffering here, kurushimi. You're not even aware of that. Nani hitotsu shiranai. So shiranai, you don't know what's in store for you. Guess we'll find out.
仕方がないね。無知なあんたにこの冥府について少し教えてやろうか。
Okay, to you who knows nothing, I'll teach you a bit about this world of the dead. Again, the latest word we added to our power level. The underworld, the world of the dead, can be translated as hell. We added a new word here. If we see other words, we can add them. Our goal is to get up to a power level 3000 sometime soon. We're getting there. Eventually the goal is over 9,000, which is fluency in a language, roughly. Need about 9,000 words. So, Meifu ni tsuite. So about the underworld, I'll tell you a little bit.
なあ、鈍いあんたでもわかるだろう？見ての通り、この世界には何もない。そう、ここは無の世界なんだ。
Huh. So yeah, as you can see, even for someone slow like you, she used this word nibui for someone kind of slow. So even for someone slow like us, in this world, kono sekai ni wa nanimo nai. There is nothing. Look around, there's nothing. Soul, that's right. Koko wa mu, nothingness. This is a world of nothingness, a world of mu.
本来、冥府へ誘われた魂は新しい命として再生するために大樹へ向かうんだけどね。
So originally the souls that would come here would be reborn and would go to the world tree.
魔王によって大樹が失われた今、冥府は完全な無の世界になった。哀れな魂の行き場は永遠に失われたのさ。
But now that the world tree has been destroyed by the Dark Lord, ooh, we added a new word, nibui, but that turned out green, so that's a duplicate. Good review though still, because she said we're slow, nibui. And so yeah, now this is a true world of complete nothingness. Kanzen, complete. Kanzen na mu no sekai. So it's become a true world of nothingness. The pitiful souls here have no place to go. They've lost that place to go.
だからあんたの魂はもうすぐこの虚無の中で消えちまうんだよ。
So your soul too will soon disappear into nothingness. Does not sound good. Yep, I saw a good word show up here too, the word for forever. That was a duplicate too, turned up green. AN, forever, good word though. So yeah, our soul disappeared, not good. Not good of your soul disappeared. Let's work on finding a solution.
大樹による生命の循環は断たれ、やがて全ての命は消え去る運命にある。魔王がいる限り、これは変えられない。
Okay, so the cycle of souls basically has been cut off by the Dark Lord. So Mao ga iru kagiri, so as long as the Dark Lord is out there, kore wa kaerarenai. That will not change. What's the problem? The cycle of life. Seimei, life, Junkan, cycle. The cycle of life has been cut. So now all souls will simply disappear. All lives will simply disappear. They will not come back. There's no reincarnation. So yeah, not good.
悔しいだろうけど、諦めな。もうどうしようもないんだよ。
So it's kind of pathetic, but how about you just give up? There's there's nothing we can do anymore.
すべての命の源、大樹の魂を手に入れた魔王にかなう者がいると思うかい？いるわけないよね。
So you think there's anyone that can stand against the Dark Lord who destroyed this Tree of Life? いるわけない。There is no one.
でもさ、そんな魔王に逆らおうとしている奴らがいるらしい。
Huh. But there are some people who would stand against the Dark Lord. The key verb and the key noun. The key noun, the Dark Lord. The key verb to stand against. In Japanese, mao ni sakarao. Stand against the Dark Lord. That's what we're gonna do.
ほんと、どいつもこいつも往生際が悪いったらありゃしないよ。
So yep, all of them don't know when to give up. Nani? Nothingness. How would you like to live in a world of nothing?
Nope.
I guess it's not totally nothing. I mean, they got this nice building. Some nice architecture. Got some nice self-lighting torches. Yeah, we saw this before. It's talking about Kibo no Hikari, the light of hope, trying to light it with our training. Yeah, peaceful, bit eerie, but they still got these fancy doors. They have the same architect maybe as the holy village. Yeah. So there he looks more like himself.
Yep. You. Yeah. Ho. Ho. Yep. Yeah.
ローがこの世を儚んで死んだとでも思ったかい？とんでもない。逆さ。
So you think that Rab came to this world and died? Nope, it's the opposite. Gyaku, opposite.
あいつは諦めてなんかいないよ。魔王をぶちのめすことをね。
He has not given up. He's training to defeat the Dark Lord.
ロー、あんたのじいさんは里の奥義を習得するために決死の覚悟で死んだあたいに会いに来たんだ。
So to learn the techniques of the village, he was prepared to die and came here to meet me who did in fact die. So she did die, I guess. He did not die, but he kind of died to meet her who did fully die, and we kind of died to meet her that did die and to meet him that kind of died. Anyway, it's very complicated, but you get the basic idea.
もうあたいが誰だか分かっただろう？そう、ローの師匠であり、あんたの師匠になるはずだったニマだよ。
So I am Nima, the Grand Master, who trained your grandfather and was gonna train you. Not bad.
あの魔法陣が見えるかい？
Can you see that magic seal or that magic circle? Yeah, good word for master. Shisho.
ローは体に魔力をまとって舞い踊り、魔法陣に大樹の文様を描いてるんだ。それが奥義習得の修行ってわけ。
Wow, check out his moves. So yeah, he is doing a kind of magic dance here, and he's drawing the seal of the great tree. And that is part of his technique, part of his training to gain his ogi, his special technique. What Jlpt level would you recommend for a general good understanding of Japanese? It depends what you mean, but to kind of start getting a pretty good understanding of everyday topics and reading to a certain level where you can understand the gist of things, I'd say N3. N3 gets you to like an intermediate level, but to more like start to read things more fluently, like the newspaper to read more fluently, you'd probably want the top level, the N1 level. But for general conversation about everyday topics, probably N3 could get you in that ballpark. As a Japanese teacher, I passed N1, but again, like Callie said, you can have N1 and still not know a lot. So really, that's just the beginning too. There's a lot to learn. And N1, of course, only speaks, it's kind of a reading test, so it doesn't speak much about speaking. There's a listing section though. But there's no writing, there's no speaking section on the test. So plenty of people from China have great reading, but can't speak hardly at all, still past N1.
ここに来てから奴はずっと踊り続けてる。体が自由に動く年でもないのに、ほんと無茶するよ。
If you train like this for a long time every day, I think you should be okay. Just copy what he does. Do you think N5 test is worth it? For a goal, it can be great. Or for N4, it can be a great goal. Each one can be a good goal to move up the ladder. It's really up to you. The first one I actually took myself was N2. When I was in Japan, I made a kind of high goal for myself, pushed toward that goal that I passed it. I thought I'd fail, but I just took it as a goal. So like any level can be helpful. So yeah, he is training his body very hard by doing this dance, and he just keeps going. Honto mucha suru. So he's really pushing it kind of too far. Mucha kind of means like reckless. Yep, you see it here. We learned that word before. Good word. Yeah, I met a lot of people in my class. I was kind of in an advanced Japanese class in Kyoto. Everyone in my class was from Taiwan, because there's a quite high class, and they were all from Taiwan. I have a friend who loves Japanese from Taiwan, can read, but yeah, those people in my class too, they could read really well, couldn't speak so much. Oh, really? Interesting. I played the demo of that game. It seemed kind of interesting.
見てな、あの魔法陣が完成した時、ローは奥義を得得するよ。
So take a look. When he completes that magic circle, then he can gain his ogi, his secret special technique. So kansei suru, to complete. So what is he completing? His magic circle. So maho, magic. And then jin is like a circle or that magic seal.
ロー、甘ったれるな。またお尻を叩かれたいのかい?
So Rab, don't go slacking off. Do you want to get your Oshiri slapped again? We see the implement there. She still has it even in the other world. Nice. Ooh. Hadouken! That's all I could imagine. I guess you could also think Kamehameha, but really it's more of a ball. This is how I feel after doing a single push-up. Nice. And by the way, single push-up, that's pretty good. Push-ups are hard. Gotta kind of work up to it. I just saw a really cool video on Reddit about how push-ups, you can start like on an incline, easier push-up. You can start on knees, easier push-up, and eventually work up to a single push-up. That's good. Yeah, this could be, you're right, people said it. It could be also from Naruto, the Rasengan.
Ha!
あの野郎、やりやがったね。たまにはかっこいい姿を見せんじゃないか。
So that old Rab, he finally did it. Once in a while, he does actually look kinda cool. The word for that? Cool. Kakkui. So he for once looks kinda cool. Nice. Ah yeah, Spirit Bomb Saturday. You could say that, yeah. Spirit Bomb Saturday. Yeah, that concept we started with in Japanese Quest. On every Saturday we would we'd make a spirit bomb. Let's see, do I even have that thing anymore? Do I have that? Yeah, I do. I do have the page on OBS. So for a brief moment, I can show you what was Spirit Bomb Saturday. There we go. I like the idea. Look at all the words we're going into the Spirit Bomb. They're all being absorbed into the Spirit Bomb. And we'd do it every Saturday. And what that would mean is the new words. Anyone on chat could suggest words and we'd level up a lot. But it didn't really, people didn't seem to get it too into it, so we stopped doing it. But maybe someday there can be another Spirit Bomb Saturday. I did like the idea, gathering words from all over the internet. Power level goes up, and to be honest, now we do kind of every day is kind of like Spirit Bomb Saturday now, because people can suggest words in the top left. Let's go back. You can see right here. It's kind of Spirit Bomb every day. We can add new words right here. Okay.
うひゃひゃ大使様、ついにやりましたぞ。わしの勇姿を見ておられましたか？
Ooh, did you see that? Did you see how cool I was?
根性なしのあんたにしちゃ頑張ったじゃないか。しょうがないから褒めてあげるよ。
So yeah, for you who's so kind of not cool sometimes, I guess this time I've gotta praise you.
なんと大使様、今わしのことを褒めましたな。わしのこと褒めましたよね。
Check out, this might be the first time in his life. So the word is homeru, to praise. Homemashita, the past form. So this might be the first time he's ever received a compliment from his masters. So he's kind of shook right now. He's kind of freaking out.
おひょひょい、大使様に褒められるとは何十年ぶりか。その言葉だけでご飯10杯はいけますぞ。
So how many years has it been? How many dozens of years has it been since I've been praised? So I guess he has gotten a compliment, maybe not for like 50 years.
あんた調子に乗りすぎて大事なものを見落としてるんじゃないかい？横を見てみな。
So you're getting too full of yourself and you're missing something important. So daiji means important. Daiji na mono, an important thing. So you are missing an important thing. Daiji na mono o miotosu. So yoku o mite. So look to the side. Ah, it's you. Alright, so we got a new word here. We saw it in the game. To overlook, to fail to notice, to miss something. So again we see mi, which means to look, and then otosu, which means to drop. So basically you miss looking at something. Miotosu. Good word. Power level is now 2984. And welcome to Banjo. Good to see you. Yeah, this game's been fun. Not too difficult. Great game for Japanese. 楽しいよこのゲーム。さあ、行きましょう。
おお、勇者よ。死んでしまうとは何事じゃ。
So, Hero, why have you died? Because we're, of course, in the world of the dead here.
落ち着きなろう。早とちりするのはあんたの悪い癖だよ。そいつは生きてる。
So calm down, jump into conclusions is your bad habit. How do you say bad habit in Japanese? Good opportunity to see. So the word for habit, kuse. And to say bad habit, what means bad? Wadui is bad, so wadui kuse, bad habit. So your bad habit is hayatochiri, jumping to conclusions. So Akira wa, so us, we are still alive. Ikiteru, we're still alive. So don't worry.
No, なんですと？生きていると？
What? He's still alive?
そいつはね、お前が死んだと思って現世からあんたを助けにやってきたんだよ。
So yeah, he thought you died. And from the other world, the world of living, came here to save you. Anto tasukeni. Came to save you. Tasuke, to save. Anta, you, came to save you. Let's do it.
ほう、そうか、そうか。まったく危険なことをしよって。わしならもう大丈夫じゃ。
I see. Why have you done something so dangerous? If you're talking about me, mo. Daijoubu-ja. I'm okay. So we have this word here, the present world. This transient world. Kind of a word from Buddhism, it seems. Gensei, this current world. But a good word, because we've seen this, and it's kind of, as opposed to that other world, the world of the dead that was up higher up. We could put them next to each other, potentially. Let's look at those words side by side for fun. So let's scroll up. So we have the world of the dead, and we have the world of the living. Let's just put them side by side, even though they are different kanji. Just so we kind of line up our worlds here. There we go. Looks good. Power level now 2985. Look at the bottom right. Let's make that power level go up. We're getting very close to 3,000.
Vegeta, what does the scouter say about his power level?
So what time is it in Japan? Well, I don't live in Japan, but if I just do the math, isn't it like 1:30 a.m. in Japan? Something like that?
さあ行こう。奥義を得得したわしと勇者のお主がいればもう恐れるものはない。現世戻って憎き魔王をぶちのめすのじゃ。
さあ、行こう. Alright, let's go. Now that I mastered my technique, my special technique, and we've got you two, we've got nothing to be afraid of. Mo. Osereru mono wa nai. We've got nothing to be afraid of anymore. let's go back to the world of the living, and let's take on the Dark Lord. Let's defeat the Dark Lord. Yep, good word there. We are the Yusha. That's a key word for many games, including this game and Zelda.
Otto, 待ちな。どこへ行くんだい?
So, wait a minute. Where are you going?
大使様、大変お世話になりました。修行も終わったことですし、我々は元の世界に帰ろうかと。
Thank you so much, Grandmaster, but my training has ended now. We were thinking now we might go back to the world of the living.
修行はまだ終わってないよ。
Training is not over.
あんたの修行がね。
Your training.
さあ、こっちに来な。
Alright. Come this way. Sweet, we're gonna learn a new technique too, I think. Very lucky. Get trained by the Grandmaster just like we were supposed to do long ago.
さっきローが放った技こそドゥルダの奥義グランドクロス。
Grand Cross. So this secret technique of the Doruda is Grand Cross. Let's see if we can see that technique
あの
again.
技は神話の時代勇者老主の仲間の一人ウラノスによって編み出された技だ。
So that technique was developed by the great wizard, the Nakama of this legendary hero of legend that we saw before.
そしてあんたに教える技はグランドクロスにも引けを取らない大技覇王山さ。
Haozan. So like the ruler's slash. Anyone remember what was the super technique called in the English version? I don't remember what it was called. So this technique, we'll learn a different technique here. Yeah, we saw this technique for that technique being developed, and it was amidasu. To invent, to devise, to think out, to work out. So this technique was developed. And interesting, they use the kanji here for like sewing. Ami is to sew, so kind of like you're sewing together this technique. Is it called quad slash? Thanks. Cool. Thank you, Crick.
なんてったって覇王山は老主が初代大使天神との修行の中で編み出した空前絶後の非奥義だからね。
So this is a secret technique made by the legendary hero during training. Sounds good.
なるほど。わしがウラノス様の技を覚え、お主が老主様の技を覚えれば、向かうところ敵なしじゃな。
Yep, so if he gets his master technique from the legendary wizard, if we get the master technique from the legendary hero, then no one will be able to be our techie, our enemy. No one can hang with us then. So we are both getting our secret waza technique. Good words.
でもね、覇王山は里に受け継がれながら老主以外には誰も習得することができなかった。
Huh. But that technique, quad slash, no one else has been able to get it other than that legendary hero. We'll have to try to change that.
その技をわずかな時間で覚えようってんだから、当然修行はとんでもなく厳しいものになる。
Yeah, so in just a short time, it's very challenging to gain that technique with training.
どんなに辛く厳しい修行が待ち受けていても、それに耐える覚悟があんたにあるかい?
Are you prepared mentally for that very difficult training? Again, what we're looking at, kibishi. Not just kibishi. Tsuraku kibishi shugyo. So very strict, very difficult training. Are you ready? And I think we are. By the way, I think someone asked, where do I live? I live in the US. アメリカのミネソタ州に住んでます。I live in Minnesota in the US. Are we ready? I'm gonna say, yeah, I think we're ready.
いい返事だね。
Good response.
それじゃ、早速覇王山の修行を始めるよ。
So let's learn that secret technique.
覇王山は使用者が自身の魔力を刃の形にして放つ技。さあ、手を前に出し、剣をイメージして魔力を集中させな。
Cool. So basically all we need to do here is image training. Ken o imeji shite. So imagine a sword. Here's a sword. We're kind of imagining this terribly drawn sword. Imagine a sword here. If you imagine it, then you can use your internal spirit energy to make this sword. That's how you do it. Put your energy, your internal maryoku, your magic energy, in the shape of a blade. Yaiba is a blade. That's a cool word. We could add that to our power level. Not sure if we learned the word for blade yet. I'm gonna say it's 50-50 if we learn that. Not sure. We've learned so many words now. It's hard to remember all of them. Ooh, there we go.
まあ、最初はそんなもんだろう。というわけで、あとは実践で技を磨いていくとしようかね。
So yeah, first it's gonna be about like that, not fully complete. But in real battle, we can develop that technique. We can polish it.
それで
Jack, こんにちは。
まさか大使様と。いや、しかしそれは早すぎませんか。
Oh, you mean like against you? I think it's too early for him to go against the Grandmaster.
はあ？何言ってるんだい？相手はお前だよ。おまえ。
What are you talking about? His opponent will be you. O ma e you. See, when you want to really like underline something, sometimes you'll see it said Kana by Kana. O ma e. So you are going to be my opponent. Okay. You live in Japan. Where do you live in Japan? What? Fighting against me? Yeah, welcome, Jack. People in chat are at many different levels. We have native speakers, we've got Japanese teachers like me, but I'm not a native speaker. We've got people just starting in Japanese, many different levels. So ask questions, get answers, and more than anything else, just kind of relax and get exposed to some Japanese in context and see a Japanese teacher break down some of it. Sometimes we find new words, we put those at the bottom. For the words we've already learned, the new words that we add, we put up here. So welcome. All right, so let's go.
さっき奥義を覚えたお前ほどぴったりな相手はいないだろう。
Yeah, my hope is that this stream can be from N5, the beginning of Japanese, all the way to N0, which is native level. We're hoping to have something for everyone, at least that's the goal, but certainly having some Japanese, like knowing Kana, is helpful. But the fact is, we learned some English, we learned some Japanese, there can be something for everyone. That's my hope anyway. And, so yep, you are the perfect opponent. Pitari. Perfect.
ユグノア王家の血を引く者同士の戦い。こいつは見ものだね。じゃあ、準備ができたら、あたいにいいな。
So talk to me when you're ready, but yeah, this is kind of... This will be fun to watch. We get to see two people from the royal family of Yugunoa. We can see them battle. Yep, I live in Japan. I lived in Japan for 2 years. I lived in Yamaguchi Prefecture. Now I do not live in Japan. But yeah, didn't you say that you live in Japan? Where do you live in Japan? I thought you said you lived in Japan. I lived in Japan for 2 years, but now I live in the US and I'm a Japanese teacher in the US. When I was in Japan, I taught English for 2 years at a Japanese high school in Yamaguchi Prefecture. Are we ready for our battle? I think we are. We'll say Hai. So Ro to, so with our friend Rab, Tatakao Junbi wa dekita kai? Have you prepared? Junbi is preparations. Are you ready to fight against Ro? We're gonna say Hai.
じゃあ、ちょっと待ってな。修行のために、ローに力を貸すからね。
Okay, so wait a bit. So for training, I will give Ro some power. Nani? Okay. No fair. Why does he get power? Give us power. The power's overflowing. I think I could even beat the Grandmaster now. My power is just like when I was young.
いいかいろ。手加減はいらないよ。全力のグランドクロスを使って、いたぶってやんな。
So yeah, take down the hero. You can use your new Grand Cross technique. Don't hold back. No good. Not fair. But yeah, this is my hope that this is what people feel like after they study Japanese, or even after they watch Japanese Quest sometime. You can feel like you've leveled up, like you're on a new power level potentially. Sometimes just having that confidence, even if it's not 100% true, is enough. You are in Texas. Very cool. Yep, so you're in the south, I'm in the north. Very cool.
あんたはローの猛攻に耐え、隙を見つけながら、覇王山をローにお見舞いするんだ。
Alright, so try that new technique on him if you can hold up to his attack, if you can find an opening. So that same word that we kind of saw for my birthday word was Tsukima. This is just the first part of that, but Tsuki, looking for an opening. So find an opening, then you can attack. So good question for chat. How do you know when to use a kanji or kana? Kind of a big question. But yeah, you just kind of learn it. You get used to it over time. That's the kind of short answer. You kind of get used to it. You kind of learn kanji, you learn kana in context. It's maybe not the answer you were looking for, but that's kind of how it works. You just kind of get used to it. Learn kanji in the context of words. How do I learn grammar? Yep, the same way. You get used to it. Expose yourself to lots of Japanese, you naturally kind of automatically acquire the grammar. You get used to it over time. Welcome to Japanese Quest. So the main thing, expose yourself to lots of Japanese. Eventually you start to see patterns. You start to see words. You can of course look them up here and there too. But yeah, over time you start to just pick it up. And you can look things up too.
それを繰り返すうちに、覇王山はどんどん威力が増していく。そうやって覇王山を完成させてみな。
And then this is the other key. This is what you do. Kurikaisu. Repeat. You repeat it again and again and again, and when you see these words again and again and again, that's how you naturally start to pick them up. Daily exposure. Anki can help too, which is flashcards, an online flashcard program. And yeah, how'd you get fluent in English? Did you study it? Maybe a little bit, but mostly you just are exposed to it. You can do that with Japanese too. Let's do it. I will show you my power. Here we go. This could be challenging. Whoa. That's no good. Let's heal.
Yep.
Yeah, this is true. Anki plus immersion daily is personally for Cole and probably for many people the best approach. So yeah, Anki plus immersion in Japanese every day. That's really the key that seems to work for most people who really are serious about learning Japanese. Some people do no Anki and just immersion. Like, you need the immersion in Japanese. That's required. Anki is optional, but many people find it speeds up the process. I found it sped up the process for me. Some people hate Anki, but at the very least, expose yourself to Japanese every day. That's what you need. Okay, so possibly like our one defensive move. I don't know, does that defend us from magic too? I'm not sure. Ooh, we have this technique now. Can we use that? Let's try that. We just maybe try this technique. I'm not sure if we should, if it will work, but let's try it. It did something. Okay. Let's try it again. Anyone know the strategy? Are we supposed to do this technique, or are we supposed to do different techniques? I'm not totally sure what our strat is here. It seemed to get stronger though, so maybe we'll keep getting stronger. Jack, welcome. Yep, it's getting stronger. Let's keep doing it. It's getting better and better. Let's keep doing it. We got some Griffin hype in the chat. The hype is real. Griffin Sensei is hyped. Yeah, in this world, in this other world of the other side, the world of the dead, Griffin Sensei is definitely here too. Maybe right by us, right here, watching us train. You can see Griffin Sensei right here, watching us train here. People in chat might not know Griffin Sensei did pass away. Almost 2 years ago now, Griffin Sensei passed away. It was in June. So you can see Griffin Sensei here. They are still here in this world, still training with us. People wonder, why is Griffin Sensei still here? Because in games you have access to this world. This other world, you often go to this world. Griffin Sensei is still here in this game. He's right here. So let's get some hype in chat for Griffin Sensei and let's win this war today. Alright, so let's heal too. Yosh. Yeah, do that one, not your special technique. The Griffin hype is real. Let's go. Yatta. Kachimashita. So I think we did it right. Just keep doing the same technique. Eventually it gets super strong. Yatta.
いいねいいねよくやった
Well done.
わずかな時間で覇王山を習得できるか内心心配していたけどさ。どうやら取り越し苦労だったようだね。
So I was not sure if you could master it in such a short time, but looks like we did. Sorry about that, Oji-san. We have mastered the technique. Quad slash, I believe they call it in English.
いいかい？あの光の剣の強さはあんたの心の強さ。あの剣を鍛え上げるんだ。決して折れない強き剣に。
So this sword is the sword of your heart. So, yeah, forge it, make it strong. That sword will not bend. The sword of light. Hikari no ken. Sweet, we got a new technique.
そうすれば、あんたはどんな困難にも立ち向かっていけるよ。
So yep, if you do that, you can be against any difficult situation. So, どんな困難にも立ち向かっていける. You can go against any difficulty. So, 困難 is difficulty, and you can stand against anything with that sword of light. Not bad.
じゃ、牢を起こすとするか。
So, shall we wake up the old man? Yeah, I think we can do that.
奥義を覚えたわしを倒すとは。まさかお主がここまで成長しているとは思わなんだぞ。
I can't believe you've grown to this point. You could defeat me with your technique that you just learned. So you have washi, means I for kind of older characters, often in fiction. So washi o taos. So to defeat me. I can't believe you defeated me. And then the word for growing, you've grown up. So seichou shimashita. You grew up. Looks good.
辛い修行から逃げずによく頑張ったね。これでもうあんたはあたいの立派な弟子だよ。
Huh. So you didn't run away from this difficult training. You did well. You worked hard. Yoku gamatta. And you two are now my great student. Eh? Nani? What? Why in hell would there be something hellish? I found you.
その声はまさか。
So that voice, could it be?
魔王ウルノーガン。
It is. I wanted to say a completely different name this time. I keep saying the wrong name of an evil. I was gonna say it's like Vagnard. That's like the villain in, I think, Lotus Wars. I'm really going in weird places now, but no, Morrigan. It's Morrigan.
死滅した世界で這いずり回る虫けらどもよ。ここで滅ぼしてくれよ。
Yeah, Lotus War, that was the show. I like that kind of fantasy setting. Good classic anime from back in the day. Not sure how well it holds up these days, but it was pretty cool. So the world that has been destroyed, there are still these lowly bugs running around. Let's destroy you here. And yeah, Shimetsu, good word. Means extinction, annihilation, destruction. The world was destroyed by me, by Morrigan.
いけない。
Still good? Yeah, I think it's still good. But for some new people watching it, it could be a bit too many still frames. Good, some great animation though. Ooh, nice. Nicely done by the Grandmaster.
魔王め、とうとうこの冥府にまでその触手を。奴の力をちょっと甘く見すぎてたか。
So I was underestimating your power. You've even extended your tentacles. Here's the word for tentacle. Even into the underworld, the world of the dead. So new word here too. Horobosu, to destroy. Bordigan saying he will destroy us here. So we see his tentacles coming. Here's the word for tentacle. I think we learned the word for tentacle already. Shokushu, tentacle. This is not good. There's still things I want to teach you.
でもこうなったら仕方ないね。この場であんたたちに最終奥義を授けるよ。
So I'll give you your final technique. I guess there's no way around it.
最終奥義？わしが覚えた技グランドクロスこそがドゥルダの奥義ではなかったのですか？
Wait, so that wasn't the final technique you taught me? Grand Cross?
それは違う。老子とウラノスが協力して放つ合体技。それこそが初代大使が考案した真の最終奥義だ。
It was a true final technique, was a technique that combines the great wizard and the great hero. Gattai waza. So combined technique. If you cooperate together, word for cooperation right here. Kyōryoku. So yeah, let's do that. It must be like our kind of our zone technique.
さあ二人とも覚悟はいいかい？
Are you
遥かな
prepared?
る時を超え、もう一度伝説を繰り返すんだ。
So the time has come for that that final technique of legend. Let's do it.
あんたたちが放つ最終奥義。
Final
それを
technique.
あたいのメイドの土産にさせておくれ。
So I'll leave it to you as a gift from the underworld.
させるか。
Not gonna let you do that.
あたいの掛け声に合わせて技を放ちな。チャンスは一度きりだよ。
So the chance is only one moment. So you see the word chance in katakana. So chansuwa. So the chance is just once. Ichido kiri. And so yeah. So go along with my voice, just one chance. Do the technique then.
ロー、ありったけの力を込めて空にグランドクロスを打ち上げるんだ。
So with all of your power into the sky, release Grand Cross. Let's do it. Ha me ha me ha. He even said ha. Okay, cool. Oh, nice
今だ
word.
覇王山を。
And now do quad slash, the final technique. We powered up 2 with the word of chansu. Let's make if we use this chance properly, we should also learn the word for chance. Power up with the word for chance. Look at the bottom right, power level going up right now. In this chance, our power level must be even higher. So to make sure it works, because we are against the Dark Lord here. So power level now up to 29, 89. Now we're ready. Fully powered up. Yosh, ooh, that's quite a sword. Sky Griever, good timing. We even had Sky Griever coming in with a sky sword.
この技こそドゥルダに伝わる真の最終奥義。
The final technique all coming together in that one point in space-time. That's kind of my own spin on it, but here we go.
グランドネビュラだ。
Grand Nebula. Check it. This is what happens when you've been studying Japanese for like a couple months straight, and finally you level up, you create a grand nebula of learning. Takes to that next level, sometimes defeats Dark Lords. What I'm saying is, yeah, keep studying every day, you'll get there. Yeah, that can work too. Just expose yourself every day. And no, you can do that technique on either side, betrothed. You can use language in many ways. Lightness, darkness, everything in between.
戻ってきました。
Ah, they came back.
これはいけません。体が衰弱しています。急いで2人を里まで運びましょう。
So quickly, let's bring them back to the village because their bodies have weakened. We can see the word for weakened here. Suijaku. So what's weakened? Their bodies. So karada ga suijaku shiteimasu. Their bodies are weakened, so let's quickly bring them back to the village. And yeah, again we see Krillin here with his dots on his head. I call him Krillin. He's kind of close to a Krillin with glasses. Same artist, of course. So this word to weaken, good word, 2990, getting very close to 3000. Let's look at the bottom right. Power level has gone up. What up? Dark Lord has no chance. Okay, so we've lost consciousness. So we were taken with them. Yume. We had a dream, Yume Omita. And we escaped from the Dark Lord with the final power of the Grandmaster. Sweet. And then the dawn broke. It's a new day. So thank you, Grandmaster, for the new technique and for saving us, helping us out of there. I just wish the Grandmaster could come back.
Ah, よかった。目が覚めたな。体も大丈夫そうで何よりだ。
Ah, good, you woke up. And it seems like your body's okay too. That's what's important. Nani-yori means more than anything. That's what's important. Your health. Yeah, that's in G-Show. Yeah, we've seen it so much in the game. Why don't we add it? It's a good plan. Good idea.
ロー様は先に目覚められて、一足先に外に出ている。俺たちも行こう。
So, Oji-chan woke up already, so let's see him. Outside. So new word, Yoga Akeru. The dawn breaks, the day dawns. Good word. We've seen it many times in this game. $29.91. Power up is right, very close now to 3,000. The first year we got to 1,000. The second year we got to 2,000. The third year we did not get to 3,000 because I did not stream for 10 months. But now, with 3.5 years, less than 3.5 years, we will get to 3,000. Not bad. Yeah, maybe that's gonna be the birthday present for my birthday stream tomorrow. We'll get to 3,000 words. That's a great idea. Yeah, that's a great birthday present. We'll make it. Perfect timing. Very cool. Very cool indeed. We'll make it tomorrow. And that means for today, let's find somewhere we can pray. Yep, tomorrow is my birthday. It will be a birthday stream tomorrow. And yeah, I totally forgot the timing. That would be cool. I can't believe we got these 2 new techniques for 2 characters. That's like
お
huge.
お、遅かったではないか。
Ah, you were slow. You're late.
なんじゃ、人の顔をじろじろ見よって。
What are you doing staring at someone's face? So for staring at someone, jiro jiro. Yep, should be normal time. 9 a.m. Central Time tomorrow. Looking forward to it.
ロー様がすっかり元の姿に戻られたので驚いているのですよ。一時は骨と皮だけでしたからね。
Yeah, so you went back to normal, so they're just surprised looking at you. So Ichiji wa, so for a while, you were just skin and bones. Hone to kawa dake. So dake only. Hone, bone, kawa, skin, or leather.
あれくらい大使様の修行に比べれば何でもないわい。飯を食べればすぐ元通りよ。
So yep, compared to the training with the Grandmaster, that was nothing. Just ate a bit of food, and soon went back to normal. So he really just ate it, and now he's just normal. Funny. Kind of like Luffy in One Piece. Interesting. So yeah, that is a word that's in the dictionary. So yeah, that's fair game. Let's do it. Skin and bones. Hone to kawa.
ロー様から話は聞いています。冥府で大使と出会い、修練を受けられたそうですね。
So I heard from Rab. So you were trained, you met the Grandmaster, and had training with her. Sweet.
さらにローシュ様の技を覚えただけでなく、ドゥルダの最終奥義まで習得したとのこと。本当に喜ばしい限りです。
Yep, you got the final technique as well, so that's awesome. I agree.
そうじゃグレイグ。わしがあっちの世界にいる間、我が孫が世話になったようじゃな。礼を言うぞ。
So thank you, Greg. I heard you took care of my my grandson here in the real world.
それには及びません。これまでの無礼を考えれば当たり前のことをしたまで。むしろこちらがお詫びする立場です。
So if anything, I'm the one who needs to apologize for all my rudeness before. So no thanks is needed.
いいんじゃグレイグ。顔を上げ。
Raise
そ
your
なたも運命に翻弄された哀れな男。お主を責めるつもりはない。
Yeah, I don't intend to blame you. You were just kind of pulled around by fate. It's not your fault.
しかしロー様、我々はこれから一体どうすれば。ドゥルダに来れば何かわかると思ったのですが。
So, but what do we do now? We thought if we came here, we might learn something, but what now?
そう。それについては心当たりがある。
Good.
大使様の話によると、先代勇者ローシュは神の乗り物で空を飛び、邪神と戦ったらしい。
So, according to the legend that I heard from the Grand Master, Kami no Norimono. So some kind of vehicle of the gods, some kind of godly vehicle. This legendary hero flew through the sky. Can't speak English. Sora o Tobi. Flew through the sky and fought with the Dark Lord with that vehicle. So I guess we need some giant, great god vehicle to fly through the sky. In other words, I think we might need an airship of some type.
神の乗り物？
A godly ship? Nani?
詳しくは知らんが、先代勇者たちが使用したその乗り物を手に入れれば、天空にいる魔王を打ち果たす方法も見つかるやもしれん。
So yeah, I'm not sure, but if we find that vehicle, maybe then we can get to the sky and find a way to fight the Dark Lord. Yeah, basically some kind of a chariot or some kind of... Yeah.
それに
some way to fly.
バラバラになった仲間のことじゃ。 皆諦めの悪いものばかりじゃから、きっと世界のどこかで生き延びているはず。
And also our nakama are now bara, which means all over. So bara ni natta nakama. So our party members are all over. Let's find them somewhere in the world. They would not have given up.
よいか。勇者老主の足跡をたどるため、仲間を探しながらもう一度神語りの里聖地ラムダを訪ねるのじゃ。
So let's find our nakama, and then again, let's go back to that holy village, the holy place of Lamuda. Let's go there. Follow in the footsteps of this legendary hero. So yep, good word here. Bara. To be scattered around. And I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that the Devil's Fruit power of Buggy the Clown in One Piece? He has the power to separate himself into different parts. So I think he has the Bara no Mi. The fruit of being separate parts. They're all separate. So like, for example, his arm can just separate and come off and like go over here. Bara no Mi. So if you ever find that devil fruit, you'll know what it does. And
さあ、ゆっくりしている時間はない。一刻も早くウルノーガの野望を砕かねば。皆の者、出発するぞ。
Okay, we don't have time to dilly-dally. We don't have time to wait around. Yukuri, to go slowly. We don't have time for that. Jikan wa nai. Don't have time for that. So quickly, we see this again. So, Ikkoku mo hayaku. So quickly, let's crush Morrigan's ambition. So Yabo is ambition. Yabo o kuraku. Let's shatter his ambition and let's go. Let's embark on our journey. Yatta, we got a power, we got a... Oh, really? We've got a Nakama, but not only that, our party member we have back, but also, on his skill panel, there is a new area unlocked. Nice. We got his technique Grand Cross, plus we got Quad Slash for
あなた
the
が
hero.
強大な力を持つ魔王ウルノーガと戦うために我らドゥルダの民も協力いたします。
And we'll help you too, to give you the power to fight against the Dark Lord.
勇者様のために特別な修行を用意しました。自らの力を高めたいと思ったら、ぜひドゥルダの大修練場に来てください。
Okay, if you want to train later, you can come here to train and get more training to fight the Dark Lord. So we can train here even more. Sweet. やった。Got some new techniques and got some new titles for it. Got some more money, I think, and got some new techniques and titles for that too. And I think if we go down, that should be right.
Yep.
And we can save here. Yosh. Nice view of the mountains. Let's end the stream today as we began the stream, with a nice view of these mountains here. So I will say, ja, matane, and then tomorrow we will have a birthday stream. We will get to power level 3000 tomorrow. So I will say, ja, matane, same time tomorrow, 9 a.m. Central Time. That's 11 p.m. I believe in Japan. So I will say, ja, matane, minna. Otsukare. See you next time. Japanese Quest will continue. Let's find out who to host, though. Let's host another Japanese streamer, or a Japanese teacher, or a Japanese learner. That's what we do. Let's find out who there is out there. So who is out there right now streaming in Japanese? Let's find out and let's host them. It looks like right now Wasef is going right now with what game? Yakuza 0 it looks like. So let's host Wasef again today. And let's raid that channel. Another cat teaching Japanese through Japanese games. Possibly the closest to this channel in some ways because they are a cat. We are kind of a cat even though I am human. Griffin Sensei is a cat. So let's start the raid and I will say, Ja, matane! Japanese Quest will continue tomorrow. See you then.